Hello everybody, getting ready for the new boating season of 2017. I thought I'd show you the new color on the boat and the modifications, and yeah, I'm calling it Gecko Green. I also want to extend my thanks out to all the people who view my videos, especially when it pertains to boats. One thing I love more than cars are boats. And just go through a little bit of some of my boats that I have sunk and did not perform in the past. I have pictures of them. This one here was in the year 2003, and it was a small electric boat. It was my first hull that I built. It actually ran very well. It is now at the bottom of the lake in Caslow, BC. Yeah, hit a sailboat, a real sailboat at the back end where the hull was lifted out of the water a bit, went down under full power, and in about 30 feet of water and never to be seen again. There were many witnesses, and it had a good story to be held. There was a big concert at the time in Caslow, and what had happened was there was rumors that a real boat had sunk that day. And there it is, 18 inches long, not 18 feet, everybody. Here's another adventurous boat that I built. It was 4 feet long. It was a catamaran style. It was a little bit on the heavier side. This one here was powered by a 30cc Fuji engine I got out of a weed whacker. And it went through a modification, and then its actual only real run that it ever had was here, and you can see that the weight and the actual pontoon design wasn't all that great. It really let off quite the spray. And we move on to this little guy here, and this here was a great boat. It was a little bit on the heavier side. Moved the 30 Fuji engine over. It went okay. It ran really good. My drive was a little short, and the hull was a little short for what I had for power and weight in it, and in resulting of what this happened. So because of this, these are all my hull designs and fiberglassing and so forth. I kept evolving this hull, and I ended up with this guy here, and it was a very pretty boat. It didn't go at all, really. I had a new engine in it. I went over to a 23cc Echo to lighten up the load. Again, my nose was long, but my hull was a little bit too short. And eventually what happened to this one was I just used it as a cast to build this one. This one here was my favorite. This boat flew. It did a top speed probably about good 20 to 25 mile an hour. Used the 23cc Echo, had a dual rudder design. It steered awesome. It was so much fun. And what ultimately happened to this is one of my prides and joys of my builds, and it ran so well. The drive actually broke and was whipping inside the hull itself, and I revved it up a few times and cracked the hull. I waited for it to be blown into shore, and about 20 feet away from shore and about 15 feet of water or so, it actually went down. And it went down in Strathmore in the pond, which has claimed another couple electric boats that I own as well. From that day forward, all my boats float if I crash them now, and the engines are actually attached to the floating noodles that are in the actual bow portion. This boat, I once crashed it as well into the rocks. I actually cracked the hull, but I ended up rebuilding it to this point, and it was an amazing boat to drive, and it was so much fun. It was reliable. Just unfortunate that I lost it. I even had divers go out, paid divers big money to go out, 3 of them, and they couldn't find the boat at the bottom. It was so murky the water was, and so forth. But anyway, this hull design, of course, is my most superior design and has ran very well. It was first designed actually for an electric motor that I purchased. The electric motor that I purchased, though, was way too powerful for it. For its power to weight ratio and the actual narrowness of the hull, it was almost fooling our eyes. We could make it barrel roll right on the water. And if you stomped on the electric motor hard enough to flat out, it would actually propel itself completely out of the water and throw itself to the left 8 feet. It was way too powerful. So converted her into gas. So and now I'm gonna run it with my 30cc Frontier engine, which was made in Trail, British Columbia in 1975. It has new seals in it and ready to go back to Trail, BC, hopefully on the Columbia River with this beautiful new color. We'll be able to see it really well this year with the new hull design with the deflectors, which are made of aluminum, so it would save the hull if I crashed it. And we'll probably see a crash or two this year with this sucker. But lots of fun. Thanks for watching.